everyone, I'm Laura from gosimpli.ca, and today I have the second knee recovery workout. This one is going to be all done on the mat, and you'll need your loop band again, but that's the only equipment you need. So a soft surface, you can wear shoes if you're like. I prefer to. It keeps my knee in better alignment because I have orthotics in them, but whatever's comfortable for you, and you just need a soft surface to lie on. So I'll meet you back here. Okay everybody, I've got my mini band and I have a nice soft mat. So we're going to start down on the ground and we're going to do a lying leg push out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my band and I'm going to put it underneath my foot and I'm going to hold on to it. I probably only need one hand, but whatever works for you. And I'm just going to push it straight and then let it come back in. So nice and straight, or nice and slow, I should say. And just work through the full range of motion. Let it bend in towards your chest and then come back. And the other leg is just resting, so it could be in a bent knee position or it could be lying all the way down, whatever works for you, whatever's comfortable. And you're just working through that full range of motion, and then there's a little bit of resistance with the band so that the muscles all around the knee are working to stabilize it. But it's not like doing a squat because it's way less weight than your whole body. Okay, excellent. So now we're going to take the band off and we're simply going to put it on the other foot and do the same thing. I often find, so we have just a couple seconds here and we'll start again. So again, just pushing straight out and then coming back in. I find that it is important to work both sides of the body, even if only one knee is recovering. You certainly don't want to create any extra imbalance because you're focusing on one knee. And these exercises are all gentle enough where it's not like, one leg is going to be building a whole bunch of extra muscle because it's already strong, and your other leg is, you're feeling it's less strong and it's just in recovery. It's always better to work both sides of the body and keep that balance. So I always do things on both sides of the body, even though you may only have one knee that needs recovering. Excellent. So now I'm going to sit up for a moment and I'm going to get this band and I'm going to put it above my knees, not across the joint, but above onto my thighs. And I'm going to roll down. I'm going to push up into a bridge and then push my thighs out to the side and then roll back down and up. And this way we're working a little bit of ab too, but it's giving a knee, it's a little bit of a change of the angle every time we go down into the bridge, and then it's pushing up using the glutes to help. And once you're up at the top, you're working on a lateral movement through the knee joint. Well, through the muscles surrounding the knee joint. The joint itself is just learning how to stabilize in lateral movement. So your hands can rest down on the mat. If you have great balance, you can put them up. It's up to you. Okay, so next up we're going to do a clam shell. So pick whichever side you want. The band is going to stay where it is. Roll onto your side. We'll do both sides, so it doesn't matter which way you're facing. And you're just going to open up and then let it come back down. And open up and let it come back down. So I'm using a very light band while I'm doing this. It's a very rainy, cold day here where I live. So while I haven't had any knee injury that I'm recovering from, I do have some arthritis in my knees. And so they can become very tender in this type of weather, or if I don't get enough sleep, or if I eat any food that causes too much inflammation. There's many things. If I get too stressed out. I mean, those of you who have arthritis understand for sure. And so a light band is what's working for me today. But as you do these exercises more and more, especially if you're recovering from an injury. Okay, we're done here. So I'm going to keep the band where it is, switch around to the other side. As you recover more fully, you will be able to go up to a more challenging band. Okay, so again, just opening up and closing down. So you may be able to go to a thicker, more dense band that, you know, sort of like heavier band, but, you know, bands don't have a lot of weight, but the same idea as you use them for strength training. And so you may be able to go up to a thicker, more challenging band as you continue through these exercises. When they become easier, then move on to a harder band. And if you move to a harder band and it feels like too much for your knee, then go back down. You're not quite there yet. We don't want to re-injure a knee because we're pushing too fast. Knees are so important for mobility through life. Excellent. So now we're going to do sideways scissors. So I'm going to move the band down to above my ankles, okay? Above them, not at them. We don't want to put too much stress on the joint. Roll down, legs straight up in the air, and you're just going to open your legs and then bring them back together. And it may be that the band will slide down a bit. That's fine. You don't want it to go sort of above this point because you don't want it anywhere near the knee joint itself, okay? You want it definitely below the knees or above the knees or above the ankles, but not right at any sort of joint. So if it moves around, you can either just fix it and put it back where you like it, or again, as long as it's not impeding a joint, that's okay. It'll just change how far you might be able to open your legs. Excellent. And I have to see my timer here to see. Oh, now we're going to do hamstring curls. So I'm going to roll onto my stomach. And you can either lie all the way down, whatever's comfortable for you, or you can sort of be up in a cobra a bit. And I'm going to just start with my left leg, and I'm just going to curl it in, and then let it go back down flat. And so on days when I'm feeling really tired, or when my arthritis is acting up, but I still want to move, I am someone who needs to move. I feel at my best when I'm moving. But I also need to listen to my body, so I have to be gentle. And so if I come down and I do a workout with bands like this, I feel like, okay, I've done something, I feel good, and yet I've been very kind to my body at the same time. So these kinds of workouts are really important. Excellent. And then we're just going to switch it up and do the other leg. So I'm just going to stay right here. This is also something I can do while reading a book or watching TV. So if I don't have a lot of time, I can still kind of squeeze it in. And if I do have time that day, I might do, you know, this 10-minute, then I might do a 10-minute upper body with a band, or, you know, or some abs with a band. I'll just add in short little workouts, and because they're only 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes at the most, I can decide if I need to stop after that or if I still have more energy. Oh, there goes my band moving around. So I can decide, you know, I did 10 minutes. Oh, you know what? I actually feel like I have a bit more energy. That was really good. It got things moving. And I'll do another 10 minutes. And then I might be like, okay, I think that's enough for today. And I usually try to aim for about half an hour. Some days it's only 10. Some days I can go for 40. Excellent. And so now we're going to do flutters. So I'm going to roll back over. I'm going to fix my band. It doesn't matter if it's rolled up, but it just doesn't feel very nice on my legs. So again, legs straight up in the air, and this time we're going to just scissor in the opposite direction. Now, if you're someone who wants to make this harder, you could lower your legs down, and now you've really got your abs kicking in there, and you could even raise up and hold your shoulders off the mat and keep going. But if you're really just focusing on those knees, it's fine to just be down. This is fine. You're still getting actually abdominal work because the legs are pulling. The knees are getting some good strengthening. My band is slowly walking its way down, but we only have 7 more seconds, so it should be fine. Excellent. And so now we're going to just do some straight leg raises. So I'm going to keep the band just above my ankles there, and I'm actually just going to lean back just slightly on my hands. You can go all the way down to here if you want. And we're just going to lift straight up and then back down. So I actually find it just a little bit more comfortable to be up here, so this is where I'm going to sit today. And you're just raising and lowering, and if you want to make it harder, don't let that foot actually touch the mat in between, just make it hover. That'll really get the hip flexor, the quads working hard. But if you're just focusing on knee mobility, go up and then let it rest down. Okay? It doesn't matter. You be where you are today and what feels good for your body. It's not a competition. We seem to make everything a competition in life. But having your body at its best doesn't mean the best for someone else's body. And yet we get caught up in that. We look at things and we think, well, I should look like that too, or I should be able to lift that much too. Right, so just switching legs, or I should be able to work out for that many minutes too. And that's just not true. All of our bodies are so different. So again, if you want to make this harder, you can make sure that it doesn't touch down onto the mat at all. But if you're really just focused on that knee strengthening, then go down and rest in between. That is just fine. Take a little break. So I have my toes sort of pointed up to the ceiling so my foot is nice and flexed. Put something in my eye there. And this is actually our last exercise. We have less than 10 seconds to go. Pull this off quick. So excellent job, everybody. Hopefully that's helping your knees to feel more stable, get a little more strength in the muscles around the knee that are supporting the joint. It's so important, as I said, to keep these muscles strong so that we can continue walking well into old age, which I hear are the best years. So we've got a lot of good stuff coming. Thank you for joining me today. If you like this type of workout, give me a thumbs up. Let me know what you'd like to see next, and hope to see you again soon.